Today I'm going to show you how we're going to make our 3 flowers for our class challenge to make for our bouquets for Synovia and Care. We're going to start off with our really simple hyacinth flower first. So you'll need a piece of paper that's about 15 centimeters long. First thing we're going to do is put some double-sided tape across the bottom. Then we're going to get a pair of scissors and cut it into strips about half a centimetre-ish wide. So we're just going to cut down to the bottom of the double-sided tape. Okay, when you've done that, now we're going to get a pencil and we're going to roll our strips down around it and bend them back. So this doesn't necessarily need to be absolutely perfect, but you do want your little strips to bend. You can do, it's probably easier doing one at a time, but if you are feeling a little bit clever, you can do a few at a time. So rolling it backwards away from our double-sided tape. Really important that you're rolling it in the right direction. Okay. Once you've done that, we're going to unpeel our double-sided tape. Get our paper straw, and then we're going to work it at an angle and wrap the strip around the outside, so it's going to overlap a little bit. And you're going to get the flower head building up on top of each other. Okay. So when you're finished, you can just make sure that it's sitting in the right way and you've got your really simple flower. The second flower we're going to make is using the handprint. So you'll have a stencil that you can draw out and cut around for your hand shape. And all we're going to do is wrap the hand around in sort of a cone shape. So I've just got a little bit of glue. I'm going to put some glue on my straw, and then I'm going to carefully wrap this around kind of in a cone-like shape. So just hold it in place for a little bit for the glue to set. If you want to put a little bit of sticky tape around the bottom, you can. Okay, when you've done that, then we're going to use our pencil and we're going to again roll down the fingers to create our petals of our lilies. Now with this one, this is very thin paper that I'm using for this hand. The paper I think we've got in class is probably a little bit thicker that we can use. You can always double up. So you can put 2 of these together to get a bit of a different look. So on this one I had 2 pieces of paper. This one I've got the one to create your flower. So a really simple one as well. The last flower takes a little bit more effort to put together. It is pretty simple, especially once you get into the flow of it. This one you may like to do as a bit of a team effort. So we need to, for each flower, you need to create 5 of these little sections. Okay, so you need to start off with square paper. Going to fold it into a big triangle. When you're doing this, it's really important to press the edges down nice and neatly so you've got a nice sharp edge. Then we're going to fold the triangle up into a square. Again, press down your edges really carefully. Okay, now we're going to open it up again. With this folded section, we're going to pop it open. This can be the little bit of a tricky bit. Again, press it down nice and neatly. And we're going to fold over this edge bit so it runs straight like this. Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. Fold it down like that. When you've done that, we're going to now fold this back in again to make that square shape again. And we're going to bend it round and glue these 2 parts together so we end up with this little cone shape. So just squeeze those 2 glued edges together just to make sure it stays nice and neat. Okay, you're going to end up with this shape. We're going to make 4 more of these, so we've got the 5 in all together. So again, triangle, press down, up into a square. So if you're doing this in your team, this might actually be a team effort to try and get as many of these done as possible. Or one person could be folding while one person is gluing. Okay, so once we've folded that out, remember we're going to fold over our little hats here. Back in to make a square shape. Back in to make a square shape. Put glue on this edge. Oops. Bring it round and press together. Okay. We've got 2. Again, fold up into our triangle, fold up into a square, press down our edges so we've got nice sharp edges. It'll make it easier to open everything out and fold down again. So open it out. It makes a kite shape. Fold it down. Right into a kite shape. Fold down. Back into a square. Glue along the edge. Okay. 2 more to go. Remember you need 5 of these. A triangle, fold the corners up into a square, unfold and make into a kite shape. Unfold and make into a kite shape. Fold over a little hat. You can see when I'm doing it, it's mostly the right shape. Some of them are a little bit not quite on the bend. That's okay as long as you've got roughly the right shape. Okay, so if it doesn't match up perfectly, it will still work. For this, we do have a lot of scrapbooking papers that you can use, but you may find it's easier to use some thinner papers, especially when you're first starting, just so it's a bit easier to glue together and a bit easier to fold. Once you get into practice with it though, it shouldn't take you very long. So last one, triangle, come to a fold, fold, into our two kite shapes. Fold over the hats. Sure there's a better name for them. Okay, final one, and some glue. So again, as you're doing this as a team, you might have one person folding, one person gluing, one person assembling. Okay, so now I've got my 5 cone shapes. I'm going to put it together. I've got my straw in the middle. So I'm going to put some glue down. You can pop into the center there just to hold it together, to glue it down, and then we're going to keep going around. So if I join my third petal on, sorry. My 4th petal. Okay, so when you've got to your 4th petal, we're then going to put some glue down both sides and down the middle as well. Going to stick our straw in, and then we're going to sandwich in our last petal. So you can make sure that you squeeze the flowers together so that all the glue sets, and then you can straighten out the little middle bits to create your flower. Okay, so really simple and easy. Okay, so we've got our origami daisies, we've got our hand lilies, and we've got our little hyacinth strips. So we're going to be making these together in our groups to see how many we can make as a class. We're going to be making some paper flower bouquets to take to Synovian Care to cheer up the residents who are currently in lockdown. And your challenge is today, as each grade 7 class, to see which class can make the most flowers. May the best class win. Good luck.